You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Both of them are actually Shedeur Sanders related, really and truly, because the NFL has come out and we now know what the ratings for the preseason look like. And they were high. The ratings for preseason football was high, and we all remember that big-ass rating for that Shedeur Sanders debut that grabbed 2.2 million viewers for NFL Network. The other thing we're going to look at is Travis Kelce calling for Shedeur Sanders to be the starter with the Cleveland Browns. Now, I guess my question would be, do you prefer that he's ready to take the job before he gets out there? Question mark. I just wonder, I mean, do you want to put him out now when he's not ready and ruin his damn career right here on the spot? I don't know. I mean, for some people that don't want anybody to talk about him anymore or any more publicity, I guess if you want a quick death to it, putting him out on the field right now when he's not ready would be the way. All right? Would be the way. I know Albert Breer, and I always try to share these tidbits. Albert Breer was talking about the fanfare around Shedeur Sanders and how that, if he was to ever get cut, released, anything like that, the fanfare and his fans going at the Cleveland Browns organization and Kevin Stefanski, that's going to give other NFL teams pause. All right? Because their backup quarterback, they want that position to be silent, no fanfare. So I don't know. I wonder how close he came to actually getting cut. I think if his last name wasn't Sanders, I'm not going to lie, I believe they cut him. I do. I think they cut him, and I think they might even have kept Kenny Pickett. But they know, the Browns organization knows that backlash would be something else. All right? And there's a monetary element. If they can turn him into something, then he's a moneymaker. Which is smart. I would have kept him too. Kenny Pickett, you know what the hell he is. I wouldn't have kept Pickett for saying, I'd have kept Sanders. That's all there is to it. Fake football generates money. This is Florio. Via Austin Karp of Sports Business Journal, the NFL enjoyed its highest preseason viewership since 2018. The exhibition games averaged 2.2 million viewers across NFL Network, NBC, CBS, ESPN, and Fox. It's a 17% increase over 2024. On NFL Network, the games averaged 1.8 million viewers. That's a lot of viewers for NFL Network for preseason, up 26% over 2024. And the highest number the league-owned network has ever generated. So the highest ratings ever on NFL Network. Again, that Shedeur Sanders debut was on that network. That's good news for ESPN, which is taking control of NFL Network when NFL and ESPN mega deal is finalized following regulatory approval, because we know all that's going over there. I think people are going to get surprised. I think ESPN's going to get surprised because there is some people that are going to be like, I'm not going to watch ESPN or anything related to ESPN, which was why they were watching NFL Network to begin with. There's going to be some people that are just going to say F it and not watch. There's people that will not give Disney money. Just letting you know that right now. I'm not sure ESPN understands that. Travis Kelce has let his feelings about Shedeur Sanders be known. For the last couple of days, Browns have been mired in controversy involving backup quarterback Shedeur Sanders. We all know the drill. He's the third-string guy now that Kenny Pickett is a Raider. Fresh off his engagement, you notice I did not make a video on that. Oh, no. Travis Kelce added his 2 cents on the matter on his podcast, The Heights, and thinks the Browns should play Sanders. Quote, give the people what they want. The world wants to see him go out there and not only play, but succeed. At this point, guys are rooting for him, Kelce said. This isn't anything against Dylan. This isn't anything against Joe. I'm just saying the excitement is there for him to go out and play. He's going to put eyes on the screen. He's going to bring people to the game. It is what it is, man. I would love to effing see him. So he's saying the guys are rooting for him. So when he says guys, he's talking about guys in the Chiefs locker room. If you want an easy win, maybe you do want him to play. I mean, I don't know. But I don't think he's ready to start in the NFL right now. And I'm not sure people understand that. He's not ready. He needs some more grooming behind the scenes. He's going to get a chance this year, I got to think. But I will tell you, I did hear earlier today, they like Dylan Gabriel. And I did not know this little tidbit. Albert Breer dropped it out there on his podcast. They drafted Dylan Gabriel. When day 3 of the draft started, NFL teams called the Browns and tried to trade for Dylan Gabriel because other teams had Dylan Gabriel on their board, was going to take him, and the Browns jumped them. So those teams came up to try to trade and get Gabriel after all because those teams believed Gabriel was a potential starting quarterback in the NFL. And they were impressed by Gabriel the way the Browns were impressed by Gabriel. So it wasn't just the Browns that liked Dylan Gabriel at all. There were other teams that saw him as a potential starter. Sanders was impressive in his Browns debut with the Carolina Panthers. He completed 17 passes for 152 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he also shit the bed against the Rams. It was a lesser offensive line out there. It was also a lesser defense going against him. So just pointing that out. Let the guy develop. I think there might be something there with Shedeur Sanders. But people have got to let this naturally run its course. I mean, just pissing in the face of the Browns organization and Kevin Stefanski is not going to get him in there any quicker, I don't believe. That's not going to work. All right? And what everybody saw in front of their face the other day was clearly Joe Flacco is obviously ready. Dylan Gabriel looks much better than Shedeur right now, all in both games. And then Shedeur is third. All right? So that tells you something. But that is interesting. I mean, he is telling you other players in the league are rooting for Shedeur Sanders. The guys want to see him in there. He wants to see him in. Well, the guys means the Chiefs players wants to be able to see Shedeur get a chance. I think Shedeur's interesting. I want to see him get a chance somewhere after he's ready to go. Don't put him out there too early and it become Johnny Manziel. Honestly, don't put him out there too early. He becomes Tim Tebow. And yeah, he's a better thrower than both those guys. But there are some characteristics of Sanders' game and Manziel's game that are similar. Just letting you know. So, held the ball too long, not as quick as they was in college against NFL talent. When the dogs start coming, it drifts too far back in the pocket. There's some, but I do believe Sanders' head is screwed on much better than Johnny Manziel's. So that's a big key. Tell me what you think. This is getting interesting. I said it was going to be the most interesting story, and we're going to watch it because the Browns, unless they are good, and I guess there's a world where the Browns could shock everybody. And look, after 10 weeks, if they're 6-4 or 7-3 or 8-2, Joe Flacco won't be getting sit. He'll be the guy to ride on out and see what happens in the playoffs if they can make it. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.